Hello everyone, welcome back. This is Bloody Bananas. In this video I want to showcase some of the battles that were taken mostly from Battle Night, which happened yesterday compared to the time of recording this video for me, and also including the sets of right after calibration, because I forgot to record the set that got me calibrated, but I got 4-1 for calibration. And I think I started around 2340-ish, and then we got a 5-0 with the same team, and then we went up all the way to 2400s, which was I was very happy about. So this team is consisted of Altaria in the lead. Altaria recently got a community day, so we have the new Moonblast in its move pool, which is a direct upgrade to its old movesets. And then we have Empoleon in the back and Mew as a safe swap. So I ran this team pretty much in my very first iteration of Empoleon teams. When I was trying to build a team around Empoleon, I had the idea for this team since the very beginning. That was in season 6, and then I ran this team at the beginning of season 7, and it's been doing really well for me, and it did really well for me this time around as well. I got around 22 and 3 over 5 sets with this team during the Battle Night, and I continued playing this team, but I forgot the overall record with this team. I was doing extremely well with this team. I think I didn't really have a negative set with this team, to be honest. And I think the highest streak with this team is also 16 win streaks, which were taken in like rank 17 and rank 18. So these battles are definitely against pretty decent bowlers as well. As you guys can see, they have a legend post from season 6, right? So first we have a pretty good lead here, but usually when the weakness of this team, I would say the biggest weakness is that it doesn't have great counter swap to the general safe swaps, because we see a lot of the psychic safe swaps when it's Deoxys or Hypno safe swaps, we can answer with Mew, but if they come in with their own Mew, then it's very hard for us. So in this case, we actually had to tank a move, and then we come in with our own Mew, and we do have to shield once in order to maintain our alignment, because I don't really want to meet the Scrafty with my Empoleon, right? But I'm able to farm this all the way down and get almost a move and a half here. So we're going to go for Serve first, because I recognize that I only get to 2 moves, and I don't want to I only get to a Serve and a Wild Charge. So I'm going to throw the Serve first, because I don't want to debuff myself, right? So now we maintain alignment, which is really good. They're going to farm me down, so they have a foul play, but I don't want to shield my Altaria, because I'm thinking that they have an answer to Altaria, right? There's no reason to save this Altaria anymore. Scrafty is very low. And then it turned out they had a Hypno. So they have a double Psychic team, which was pretty interesting. So they're probably trying to bait out something like a Sableye, which again is another thing that's kind of a problem for this team when they safe swap into Sableye, because we don't have a direct punish to a Sableye safe swaps, right? And it's always going to be a problem for this kind of team, because we don't really have a punish for the very common safe swaps. But the general strategy that I like to use with this team is a lot of times just stay in the lead unless you have to swap out of it. But most of the leads Altaria can handle in the meta. So Sableye lead is pretty good, because generally I don't think I've lost. I've only lost a couple games against Sableye leads, and generally they're all because of a huge misplays by me, or my opponent just played really well. So here my opponent actually makes a really good swap into Azumarill to catch my Sky attack, but it's okay, because I'm going to get this Wild Charge off to get this Azumarill really, really low. So I think at this point I'm thinking that I might not need swap advantage, because my Mew is really bad against Sableye, so I think my plan was just to sack my Mew here, sacrifice my Mew, and then I'm going to come out with Empoleon and get some energy lead against this whatever will be in the back. Let's see. So my thought process was, because they led a Sableye, it's probably very unlikely that they have a fighter in the back, right? It's possible, it's possible if they want to run double weak to charm. But because they let Sableye, I thought it was safe for me to go into my Empoleon, and my Empoleon can probably beat whatever is in the back, right? So here I'm going to double shield my Empoleon, I believe, yeah. And I'm looking to farm the Sableye all the way down, which we should just barely be able to. Okay, we save a move, and then we come in with our Altaria, and then they have Marowak, which is a charm answer that we were expecting, right? And then it really isn't much that they can do. So this is one of the leads that we have to swap out of. So Azumarill, Stunfisk, Charm. So these three are pretty much the only Pokemon that you want to swap out of when you're using this team. So we swap into our Mew safe swap. So the great thing of Galarian Stunfisk in the lead is that they generally don't have an answer to Mew safe swap. So that's why they're going to stay in a little bit. You can get some chip damage, and then they come in with this Pelipper, and you're guaranteed to still grab a shield from it. They're going to farm you down, but that's okay. Mew did its job. It chipped down the Galarian Stunfisk. It got this Pelipper really, really low. So I was very happy about the Mew's performance there, and they might have something like a Venusaur in the back, right? And Empoleon with up a shield can actually beat Venusaur and some of the grass types that we will see in the meta. So I'm going to instant swap because I don't want the Stunfisk to get more energy. I'm just going to farm, get a lot of energy. We actually snuck in an extra waterfall, which was really good for me. It wasn't necessary for me to win this game, though, the extra waterfall, because they come in with the Venusaur. And because we got that extra farm, we're going to get 2 draw packs, and then with the waterfall, we will be able to take down this Venusaur with our Empoleon. So that's the power of Empoleon, is that it's really not that weak to grass type. It's not great against grass types, obviously, because it's water. It only has water, and then it has a flying charge move, but overall it's not that weak. It can definitely handle some of the grass types as long as you have shields and the energy advantage, right? All right, Nidoqueen. This was one of the reasons why I went back to this team, because all 3 of my Pokemon are really, really good against Nidoqueen, right? And we don't have to swap out. I'm gonna stay in here, and if it's Shadow, they actually have to shield. But because this is not a Shadow Nidoqueen, I think they actually don't even shield, which is a great play by my opponent here. Not even shielding. And then they go for another Poison Fang, which means I will be double debuffed. I actually swap out here, yeah. Because it's a normal, I couldn't really take it out with my Altaria in the 0 shields, so I wanted to swap out. And then they come in with their own Pelipper, so I'm never baiting here. I go for Wild Charge, and my opponent doesn't shield, and yeah, we're able to win the game. Alright, this person is super good, Bowler. He actually is one of the first veterans in Season 8 that I know of, but I have a pretty good team against him, and this game ended up being really, really close. So again, we have 3 Pokemon that are very good against Nidoqueen, right? So what I'm going to do is actually just sack my Altaria here. I think I'm just going to force my opponent to dump all their energy right here, and then I'm okay getting farmed down here. Just one more Poison Jab, and I should be able to just waterfall this Nidoqueen all the way down. This should not be able to get to another Earth Power, so I will just tank this Poison Fang, which does almost nothing to my Empoleon, right? And then they come in with their Umbreon, so I'm just gonna try to chip it down as much as possible. Obviously, my Mew doesn't want to see this Umbreon, right? So I just stay in with my Empoleon. I think I'm gonna give 1 shield to Empoleon because I don't want the Foul Play to hit me after I'm being debuffed, right? So I get off this Hydro Cannon. I got this Umbreon into a health range where my Mew can actually beat it, so I'm gonna swap out instantly into my Mew. My opponent also had the same idea, and they had a Pelipper in the back. So this is okay because we have even shields. This means that I could actually win this matchup if I call the bait. They actually didn't even build up to the Hurricane, so I wasn't going to shield the first Weather Wall ever. But the second one, I do have to shield here, and then we almost have double Wild Charge. So if my opponent doesn't shield, we're going to outpace my opponent to another serve if we can survive these snarls. So if my opponent can snarl me down in 3, then they win. But I think we just barely survived the very last snarl, and then we were just one snarl away from being dead, and we were able to get to the surf, and we were able to take that win. So very, very close game. Next up, we have Altaria. All right, so another matchup that we have to swap out of. So we go into our Mew. They go into Sableye. At this point, I think I even considered just leaving the game because it was during Go Battle Night, and I wanted to get through my battles as soon as possible. And so far, I'm being completely hard countered, right? But the fact that my opponent shielded made me think maybe there's a chance. Just because my opponent shielded. Because of that shield, I'm thinking that maybe my Empoleon with 2 shields could actually win this game. But it'll probably be very close regardless. So my opponent knows they only get to 1 move. And they actually CMP time me on the return. We tank that return, no problem. And I'm going to get out of this matchup, go into my Empoleon right away. And we'll see what they have in the back. They have a Jellicent. So now I considered leaving the game, but because I have 2 shields, I actually have a way to win this game, right? Because I think I need to land 2 drill packs, and we get to the move at the same time, but I do win CMP. So as long as I'm able to get double drill packs here off before they hit me with the Shadow Ball, we should be able to win this game, right? This is going to be very, very close. I think we just barely get to the move at the same time because we snuck in an extra waterfall when they're throwing their move. So I'm going to throw just on the CMP when they get to the Shadow Ball to take this Jellicent out. But they still have a little Ninetales that has some energy, right? So now I think I'm actually going to try to make a catch. I do make a catch because I was worried that Dazzling Gleam was going to KO us from there, which I think he might have. And we were definitely in Dazzling Gleam range. So I made the swap, sack swap, and I just need 1 more waterfall, and we were just barely able to take that win. Hard countered in the lead, hard countered in the swap, and hard countered in the back. But we were just barely able to take that win. Very, very close. Alright, Umbreon. So because of the Moonblast, Altaria actually wins the Umbreon matchup in the 0 shields. So that's how I'm going to play this out. I'm going to no shield everything, and I'm going to go straight Moonblast. If they shield, that's great. They'll win this matchup. If they no shield, then that's also fine because I'll win swap advantage, right? We actually got the attack fail, which doesn't happen very common. It's only 10%. I don't think I got it many times. So they're going to stay in. They're going to get throw all these foul plays. I don't think the debuff was necessary for you to win this matchup, as long as because you do get to the Moonblast and the Sky Attack, and the 3 foul plays will not KO, right? So they're coming with Azumarill. I do have 2 counters to Azumarill, so I just go into my Mew right away, and then they have a Alolan Marowak in the back, so I'm just gonna chip it down as much as I can. We actually have 2 Pokemon in the back that can beat 2 Pokemon that they had in the back, so this is very good news for me. I'm gonna rip all these surfs onto this Alolan Marowak, and we got 2 shields already, and then we got this Alolan Marowak really low. I think I might not even shield this, yeah, because I'm thinking I have Empoleon with 2 shields, and there is not much my opponent can do. Again, if they want to bait me, that's totally fine. That's kind of like my lose condition, right? If they somehow get all of my shields, and yeah. I believe I actually shield this. I don't think it was necessary either, but so I'm gonna pretty much win this game. I'm not sure why my opponent is still in this game. The thing is, this was during Go Battle Night, right, where everyone was trying to finish their sets. By the way, I hope you guys had a amazing Go Battle Night. For me, it was exhausting. It was 4 hours, I think, that I played just continuously. I was trying to play as fast as I can. That's actually one of the reasons why I chose this team as well, because my opponent didn't leave the match. I think he was respectable, so I went for a catch, and then we were able to win this game. But honestly, I feel like the game was extended unnecessarily long. All right. here against Dribblim, especially when everyone is trying to finish their games, right? To get the dust gain. For me, for playing Go Battle Knight was the main thing for me was to get the dust. Alright, so we're against the Dribblim. Again, I'm gonna sack the lead unless it's like super bad for your Altaria. Generally, you could always stay in. But I think this game they actually have pretty good back Pokemon against my back Pokemon, so it didn't end up mattering too much. So I come in with my Mew. It's just in a good, perfect range for me to farm all the way down with my Mew. So that's really good for me. But they have a Drapion in the back. I think I should swap out immediately into my Empoleon. But I was very confused. I don't know what this Pokemon have, right? And I got off a serve, hoping to grab a shield. I think the right play is actually just staying here because I was gonna win that matchup with 2 shields, right? Because I outpace, but then I swap into my Empoleon, and then they actually have a Surfetch in the back, which is so bad for me because they're able to shield and then just farm me all the way down. And now I have to give up 2 shields just for this Surfetched because it got so much farm. And it's gonna rip all these nice flashes onto my Mew, and then I don't think I have a way to win this anymore because I have to throw Surf immediately, and then they have a move on the Drapion. They didn't really throw any energy, right? So yeah, very well played by my opponent. So I think this was right after my 16 win streak. I think this might be what ended my 16 win streak. So very well played by my opponent. As you guys can see, I actually using Shiny Mew, which is that I just recently got, which has pretty bad IVs, honestly, compared to my last one. But I didn't want to spend new TMs, so I'm just using this bad IV Mew that has Surf instead of the old one that I was using, which had Overheat, right? All right, here against Hypno again. I'm just gonna stay. Actually, I might try to snipe it. Let's see. So they're gonna go for double Thunder Punch, right? And then just go into my Mew, catch one of them. Preserve my Altaria a little bit, because if they have double dark with Scrafty in the back, I really need to preserve my Altaria. And in this case, they actually had Meganium. Again, it was a good swap because now we bait out this Meganium, and then we could use our Altaria to actually finish off this Meganium, and our Empoleon doesn't have to see this Meganium anymore. Unless they have some type of double grass, right? But right now, this is looking okay. I don't think Frenzy Plant will KO me from here. So I should let this go. Because I'm trying to make it look like that I don't care if this Meganium is gone. But in my mind, I actually really care, right? I hope this Meganium is gone. And we're able to get rid of the Meganium. And then they have Azumarill in the back. So this 2 shield Empoleon versus 2 shield Azumarill. And Empoleon can actually win this match. My opponent goes for a sack. I kind of saw that coming because I know that eventually they're going to attempt that, right? And then I have Empoleon that had extra energy because of fail sack swap. So I should be able to win this matchup. If they double bait me with Ice Beam, this match might be a little bit different because if they land a Hydro Pump, it would be very close to KOing. So I think I actually try to call a bait here. Yeah, I should no shield this, and it turned out to be an Ice Beam. So now it just concealed, it just sealed the deal in this case, because now we can safely shield this move, even if it's an Ice Beam, because they're not going to get to another one before our 2 Dropeks land, and we should almost take this out, this Azumarill out with this Dropek. If not, I think the following Waterfalls should do it. And we're able to win that game with Empoleon as a finisher against Azumarill, who is the better water type now. Alright, next up, we have Altaria versus Venusaur. Okay, so this is perfect lead. This is actually really tough, because whenever they have Venusaur leads, they have Sableye, or a lot of times, like 70-80% of the time, they're going to have Sableye and Stunfisk in the back. So what you do here is you actually just staying with Altaria. And again, you play the 1 shield as if you saw this in the lead. But you know what will be in the back, right? You know there's going to be a Venusaur and the Galarian Stunfisk. So you stay in this matchup, you play the 1 shields, And your opponent, if your opponent double shield, that's fine because we just take the shield advantage and then we look to farm down with our Empoleon to get an energy start. They can't farm you down, so they have to dump all their energy, and now you just get pretty safe energy on your Empoleon right here, which is what I do here. I think these are right after my calibration matches, so I'm playing against people that are around 23, 40 plus elo range. So they come back in with Venusaur, which makes sense. Venusaur is actually really bad for my Mew as well. And it's actually good that they come in with this Venusaur because my Empoleon actually can deal against this Venusaur a little bit better, right? And then I imagine they're going to swap into their Galarian Stunfisk after this. But we do get to the Hydro Cannon before my opponent get to the EQ. I actually overfarmed by 1, hoping for perhaps a fake CMP tie that they threw a Earthquake, right? But we were able to take it out. And yeah, again, finishing the game with Empoleon. It's just a very strong Pokemon right now, in my opinion. I didn't think Empoleon was as good before as it is now. Alright, here my opponent just having a seizure. Well, I feel embarrassed about this game. Alright, I think I might just skip that one. Okay, this game was actually a game that I almost lost. Alright, maybe we should show it. Alright. So basically I had like 100 energy, right? Just farming this Dribblem. A ton of just keep farming, right? And we took it out. Basically we had 3 Pokemon against 2 Pokemon. They come in with XL Lickitung, which is very, very strong. And at this point I'm thinking, what could possibly be in the back that can beat my Pokemon, right? And you guys are gonna see, I think there were some spoilers, but yeah, there was a Scrafty in the back, and that's one of the Pokemon that can actually beat my team right now, as long as my Altaria gets low enough, right? So they're throwing another Body Slam. So at this point, I should really swap out into my Pokemon in the back, but I'm staying in. At least I stored a move, right? But this is really, really scary. I think I might try to call a bait here as well, which is really bad. And they do go for a Power Punch bait that I didn't call correctly, and then they no shielded my Surf, which makes sense because I pretty much threw immediately, right? So they know it's a Surf, and then go for another Surf, and here I think I might shield again because I just want to chip down. I want to get the last shield. As long as I get the last shield, I should still be able to win this, just barely, because then I have a Sky Attack stored on my Altaria. So this is actually a game where we would have lost if my opponent didn't lag that hard, because the Scrafty could have just potentially finished off my entire team. But I'm really sorry about this to my opponent. But, you know, some wise men told me before that, you know, this happens to me all the time as well, where we get like a seizure to our Pokemon. So, and a lot of times opponents are gonna do that, do the same thing to you. So, yeah. All right, Cresselia safe swap again. Like I mentioned earlier, some of these psychic safe swaps are really, really bad. These are really, really bad because I don't have a good response. Even as Mew, because even though I have Shadow Claws, this Cresselia can take me out with 2 Moonblasts, but I can't really take out this Cresselia with 2 charge moves on my Mew, just because how much bulk they have. So I actually come back in with my Altaria. I'm gonna get off this Sky Attack, and I think I'm just putting my faith in my Empoleon, hoping that my Empoleon can sweep, and then I know I catch a move. So these are definitely games that were taken in my calibration right after my calibration, right? So I'm playing against people that also recently calibrated, and I'm looking to hit veteran hopefully. But I did do pretty well in this set, but I tanked a little bit after this set. But we did hit a pretty good elo range that I was pretty happy about to start off the season, right? All right, so we were able to almost take out the Cresselia, and now we take out this Politoed. So it all depends on what they have in the back. And then they have a Mandibuzz. So this is very interesting because we have 2 shields. They also have 2 shields, right? And I think essentially it's going to come down to if my opponent can catch a move. So what I'm going to do here is always try to throw just before the end of their snarl in a way that they can't catch your sky attack, right? Because what I'm seeing here is as long as I get to my sky attacks, if they don't catch it, I should be able to finish off this Mandibuzz before he gets to 2 moves, right? He needs 2 moves here. He's going to get the first one off right here. But it doesn't KO. My Altaria were able to survive. And I'm looking to throw. Okay, you can see that I was over farming. And then I throw in the middle of the snarl, right before they get to the move as well. And then we just get off a few Dragon Breaths to take out my opponent. Alright, next up we have Altaria against Skarmory. Not great matchup. I swap into my Mew. They actually swap into Politoed. This is actually a really okay matchup for Mew as well because you survive the first Weather Ball that they're going to throw at you. And then you can get off 2 Wild Charges. And then all you have to do is shield once, right? And then you get 2 shields in return. Even if they take you out. So here my opponent actually lost track of counts. They probably think I had a serve here, or just they didn't want to shield, and we're actually able to take out the Politoed. So now we have alignment. We have our perfect answer here with our Empoleon against the Skarmory. I'm thinking they might have double water in the back, so I actually decided to shield this because I feel like this is going to do the most damage. So it's a Brave Bird, because if they have a Swampert or like they have a Zoomer here, the Hydro Cannon from Swampert is not going to do as much damage as the Brave Bird, right? Just a very high, very strong move. So here, I might actually go for a catch on my Altaria, as crazy as that sounds. Because what I'm recognizing here is that my Empoleon is my win condition, and my Altaria is pretty much useless at this point. So I just swap to catch a move. I was hoping to catch a Hydro Cannon, but it was actually a play rough. And then they're dumping energy on my Altaria again, so I just let it go. Again, my win condition is my Empoleon, right? They come back in with the Skarm. I'm going to throw right when they get to the Sky Attack to pressure the shields, or we take this Skarmory out. But my opponent shields, so I have to shield here as well, which is a little bit unfortunate, but I think we have enough firepower to take down this Zoomer now. We go for the Drill Peck. If Empoleon has a better... if Drill Peck did more damage, Empoleon would be such a good Pokemon, right? Alright, so I think we're currently 4-0 in this set. Alright, Heidonis, already a veteran. So he was the person I was referring to who already hit veteran. And he has the same team against me today as I did during Go Battle Night. So this trainer is very, very strong, right? We go for this Sky Attack. We get a shield. That's really, really good. Again, I'm going to play this the same way, which is reactively. Basically, I'm not going to do anything different. And I'm going to stay in here. My opponent actually swapped into Umbreon. So we have so much energy, so we just get off this Moonblast to do a lot of chip damage. And then I'm going to go into my Empoleon. We put it in the Hydro Cannon range. We got the attack fell, and we snuck in an extra Waterfall. This means that we're going to get our Hydro Cannon when they get to the foul play. And this is looking like such a good situation for me. We are up a shield, and we have health on all 3 of our Pokemon. And he recognizes that it might be game over, and he surrenders. Alright, here we have, right, as you guys can see, our longest streak is 16, and that's with this team. And that actually happened a couple sets ago. That got broken by that one game who had, I don't remember what he had in the back, but yeah. And then we got another 5-0, so we went up all the way to 24-19 as our pretty much final elo. And then we played a few games later on, which I was a little bit frustrated by. But yeah, I think I started losing a little bit So against Skarmory, I think I make a misplay here by not shielding as well. The fact that they're staying, they probably don't have a great answer to my Mew, but I actually no shield, but they come in with their own Mew, and they got a Shadow Claw through, which is okay because I don't think it KOs me, and then I can get off the Surf, but somehow there was a desync, and then my opponent got off another move that was that KO'd me before I could get my Surf off, so that was very, very unfortunate. And at that point, I really wanted to leave the match, but I think they probably have a Swampert in the back, so I'm thinking that there might be a chance, but it's gonna be pretty tough. Let's see. Even if they have a Swampert, I don't think we can win this in the 2 shields. So they do have a Swampert in the back, and they're gonna get a Hydro Cannon off on me 100%, and I can't really shield the first one. It doesn't really matter because they're gonna get 3 Hydro Cannons anyways. I guess it doesn't really matter how I decide to play this because I don't think there is a win con. So I think after this Hydro Cannon, I realize that there's no way I can KO the Swampert, and then I decide to leave the game. Okay, so I throw one more, and my opponent doesn't shield, and then I'm pretty much in Air Slash range, and then I decide to leave the game right here. Yeah, so I was very frustrated by that because if my Mew didn't get taken out by a desync there, we could definitely won the game because we just need to grab a shield, right? But that's okay. Here, let's pause at our Elo reveal. But yeah, here's our the high point of our season so far, and definitely I'm gonna play more Empoleon team because I think personally Empoleon is probably at the best position that it has ever been before, just because of all the poison types that Altari this Empoleon can handle, right? But yeah, I enjoyed this team. I had so much fun. Super high win streaks, and we got pretty decent starting elo as well, right? Yeah, I hope you guys enjoy these battles. I hope you guys are having a fantastic season so far as well. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Do you like the season so far? Do you think there are some things that they should be improving more? Personally, I really hope that the desyncs get fixed, and then another thing is that the fast move sneaking in is more consistent, so that it either always sneaks in or it never sneaks in, right? I think that would make the game a lot more consistent and more competitive. But yeah, so that's why a lot of times, in that one game where my opponent lagged, didn't start off the game for quite a little bit, and he probably would have won if he started off the game regularly. But the thing is, these kind of things happen to you as well, right? So, when it happens to your opponent, you might as well just take advantage of it because you're gonna get taken advantage of on the flip side, right? Because it happens to you as well. So yeah, all right, that's all I really wanted to say, and make sure you hit the like button and subscribe for more videos to come.